Guys, it's Huli Trades. We're back with the trade recap. We took this trade right on live, so if you guys missed the trade that we took on live, or if you guys missed the live or whatever, here is the recap and why we took it, and why we didn't take the first breakout, and etc. Right? So if we look at the bigger time frame, I had already said the day before that AMD was on watch, right? Two things with AMD bias. I was already biased with puts, and I don't really like to be biased because I have an entry to either direction, like I said. But here is two confirmations, right? We had this massive gap down, right? After gap down, as you see, there's another gap right here. We have another gap down, right? So initially, I am just looking at puts. Bigger time frame is still in this major downtrend, right? So we definitely don't want to fight against the trend. So let's get right into it. So we opened market. This was the open of Friday. Now, as you guys see, we triggered puts. And yes, if you didn't wait for that 5-minute candle close below 109.02, then obviously if you couldn't hold your emotions for that nice retest of the 21 rejection EMA, then yeah, you would have got stopped out. But in this case, to avoid all that, I stayed patient, right? If you guys were on the live, I was taking MSFT and I was kind of closely watching AMD as well. And I said that I loved AMD for puts because pre-market we were already playing around this area, right? So I loved how we were just kind of messing around in this area. And I said that I want to see a 21 EMA rejection, right? So let's look at the 15. If you guys were on the live, you guys would see that was kind of when I was in the trade. When I entered the trade, I just focused on surely 15-minute time frame to eliminate the emotions. But as you guys see here, right, we have these wicks on the 5-minute. We can't close below that 109.02. And I said maybe we just want to come retest the 21 and have this nice denial. And if we have a candle close below, I am looking for that second breakout, right? Kind of initially what we had here, but instead of getting that fake out pump, we're going to get that nice rejection. So what I did, as you guys see, we closed below it, the 21, right? Let's go back to the 5. Now, I always like to say that I want a FVG to either form before it breaks the 4-hour inside or form in the area of the break of the inside, right? So as you guys see, we form here, right? In terms of stop loss, if you guys don't know where to kind of put your stop loss, I always like to put it on a 5-minute level of possible support that could turn into resistance. In this case scenario, right, I probably would put my stop loss right here. As you guys see, we have a couple of bounces, right? So it kind of aligns with that FVG either way, right? So before we actually get in, right, let's look at the facts. Let's look at the confluences of why we're actually even getting in, right? 15-minute close below 21. We actually denied off of it, so that's a good sign. 5-minute, we finally have that 5-minute VWAP rejection, right? And we close below it as well, right? So that's the second confirmation. My third confirmation is to form a FVG and trigger my puts area, right? Which is 109.02. So me taking the breakout, right? I got filled in around here. Me taking the breakout, I feel good about it because, you know, I have all my confluences. Everything's aligning. So why not take the setup? So and that's initially what happened. In terms of TPs, right? All I did was look for previous, as you guys see, I look for previous lows on the 15. So this is a previous, the higher low right here. And then this is the most low right here. And obviously down here would have been my next CP. But as you guys see, we ran past through it. Let's go look at the replay. And in terms of this play, right, it was 5, 10, 15, about 25 minutes of just kind of messing around this area, but still staying below that 21 EMA, right? So initially my put setup was right there. I just needed that trigger. So let's open it, right? This is right at open. This is right at open, right? We open, we kind of wick below it, we trigger puts, right? If you would have took that breakout, if you couldn't hold it, but initially you could have held it. You could have actually averaged down on that 21 EMA retest because bigger time frame, right? We were still well below the 21 EMA, right? Not only that, let's look at this too. We had a 15-minute FVG right above here, right? So as long as we stay below this as well, it's confirming that the 21 is still below as well, right? That's kind of two confirmations right there. And you guys see it, you've seen it on live. Like I said, we have a 15-minute FVG up here that we could possibly reject, right? As you see, we touched it right before it closed yesterday. We had this massive rejection right here, right? So yeah, as you see here, let's just focus on the 15 just so you guys can see, right? This is the 15-minute compared to the 5. A lot of noise on the 5, guys. So here's that 15-minute candle that opens up, comes, tests this 21, denies, closes below it, bearish sign right there. Now I'm focusing on the 5-minute, right? In case of the 5, it's already trying to form this FVG, right? We're trying to get below my VWAP. As you guys see, we finally closed below it. That's another bearish sign, right? And now, obviously, I'm going to take entry for sales for the breakout. And boom, news hits, right? We formed that FVG. Even right here, another FVG. If you wanted to mark that, we tap TP1. And it continues to just go, right? So we're just forming FVG after FVG. You can kind of move your stop loss as it goes, right? Obviously, we took trims around here, and then literally when we got in, y'all, we all thought that our stuff was glitching because it didn't even give us a 20% trim. It went straight to 40, 60, 80, 100, and etc., right? So yeah, this was a nice trade. And yeah, I just took it because it confirmed everything. Stayed patient, right, on the bigger time frame, eliminated the emotions, went for previous lows down here for these TPs, and yeah, it was a good trade. I felt good about it, and yeah, we actually ended up having a nice Friday. As you see, right, we have another drop and so on, right? We kind of just range towards then. So yeah, hopefully you guys understood why I took the play. If you guys have any questions, comment down below, and yeah, peace.